we got chatting after the show, and their show is ridiculous sketch comedy show, like live sketch. I could never do that. I could never do.
Oh, I love
improv
that stuff.
or
Yeah.
sketch.
I
Like,
did it a lot when I was young.
I'm straight stand up. I cannot do that. I like being the only one on stage. I can't riff off people. I'm not an actor. I've done a little bit of things.
Yeah, I get what you're
I've
saying.
done a few things. But then I got talking to Kim after the show, and he's like, oh, I live in Scotland. I'm like, I live in Burgessville. That's 15 minutes away. We should probably hang out.
Two small
But
town
even,
boys.
you didn't know where that was. Yeah.
That sounds like a country song.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Two small
Should
town
get into
boys.
country music.
So then we started writing some stuff. We've done a bunch of sketches together. I don't know if you ever saw that Doritos commercial that we made.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I directed that.
Did you see that?
No.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
It's like
Kim fucks a Doritos bag. That's basically the premise.
you gotta see it. It just escalates to the most absurdity
This is why we love Kim.
there is. Yeah.
We sent it to Doritos, and they didn't get back to us.
Probably not.
It was we did a spec commercial. You know, people used to do those all the time. You make a spec commercial, you send it to the company, and see if they'll buy it.
That's funny.
So we did.
But
that.
then you realize, of course, why would Doritos buy this?
Totally.
They have some kind of class.
Because Kim's in it.
Although generally, I'll bet there's more people doing that exact thing to a Doritos bag than Doritos wants.
Yeah.
You know, one of the worst things you can do in the commercial industry, trying to get involved as a director, is to actually make a commercial for their product.
Yeah.
Make a commercial for another product to show that you're good at it. 'Cause the company that you're sending it to, they're wondering what makes you think you're better at it than we are.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does make a lot of sense.
I remember people they used to do spec commercials a lot more. They used to actually cast them, like production companies would make them. I remember I did one when I first moved to Toronto, and I was maybe trying to do some acting stuff. It was like a Snapple commercial, and maybe they were making it for Snapple or for someone else, because I saw a similar commercial, just they had different actors in it, and it was like a guy in a library, and he opens the Snapple container, and then he chugs it, and then like a mariachi band's playing behind him.
Okay.
And I think that was actually a commercial, but I did the spec of that, and I was the guy chugging the fucking Snapple. I drank so much fucking Snapple that day, I'm like, I'm never
No wonder your nuts swole up.
acting. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
probably right around the same time.
Yeah, they drained it of Snapple strawberry.
Yeah, but I tried to do that whole world, but that wasn't for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you had said something about quitting IATSE.
I didn't even get into IATSE.
Oh,
I
I
was
see.
about to. I was right there. So because you never want to say you want to be a director early on, right? Or a writer. Like, I was scared to do that. So I got into camera heavy when I went to film school. I was a camera guy, and I wanted to learn film too. I wanted to shoot 35, 16. I was like one of the only guys that was shooting all my projects on, RES SR3s. I knew that camera inside out. I was shooting 16 millimeter the whole time I was in film school, and got my internship at Panavision. So I went to Panavision, learned all the 35 mil film cameras.
You're older than I think you are.
Yeah. No, this was right. It was the worst time to get a job at Panavision.
Because it was all going out.
Yeah. I got there, and I was working as a prep tech. I was prepping all these commercials and shows and movies and stuff. I think the big movie I prepped when I was there was when they remade The Thing. That was when I was there.
Oh yeah.
Like 2010?
Oh yeah.
2010? That was when I was there.
Yeah. Wow.
So that was like awesome. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm right in it. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm learning 35. I know those cameras inside and out. I was bringing stuff to set for people and stuff. And this camera team liked me, and I worked as a second cam assist and kind of a trainee on a Bruce McDonald movie, Trigger. It was Sarah Polly and a bunch of people. They shot at the Mod Club. It was kind of like in the same world as Hardcore Logo.
Okay.
I think Dylan,
Yeah,
showed
yeah.
up for a minute in it.
Okay.
So I'm credited as a second cam assist on that movie. And then I was working that movie, and you're doing the 14-hour days and the 12-hour days and stuff. And this was right around the time. And all those guys, that camera crew that I worked for, they're like, we'll help you get into IATSE. We'll help you get your camera trainee thing. You can work your way up, second, first.
Yeah.
Become a second, become a first, We'll help you out. They liked me around. all those guys, and because I had the Panavision credit, they're like, yeah, we'll help you get in.
You were a promising young individual.
I could get into the union there, no problem, and be working on shows as a trainee. Like, I knew what to do. And then I kind of had that moment. It was right around that time where I'm like, I really fucking want to do stand-up. And I really want to do comedy.
And you didn't want to waste all your time, 14-hour days every day.
Yeah, and I had friends that were doing it. Like, my girlfriend at the time, she had just gotten into IATSE at the time, or maybe a couple months before. So she was doing it. She's a special effects tech. You guys probably worked with her. But she was doing that. And then a couple other friends of mine were getting into IATSE in different levels and stuff. And I was like, well, this is the route I'm going to go. But then I fucking started doing stand-up, and I'm like, I got so hooked to stand-up right away. I'm like, I need to be doing comedy.
Yeah.
So I was like, I went that path instead, and then we started writing our own scripts, and we were pitching comedy things. We made our own pilot, tried to pitch that, and selling shit. And so I was like, if I'm going to dive into one world, I can't do both. I kind of was like, I can't do both. So I kind of left the camera stuff behind, and that's when I really dove into comedy and doing those comedy specials for guys, and then still like using that kind of producer mind and that camera mind, because I know camera stuff. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't know camera at all. I have so many good DP friends and like cinematographer friends that I'm like, you guys are way better than me. I know nothing. I don't know that world at all. I know none of the digital stuff.
Well, it's changed.
Well, you've been out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like, I literally ended that day. I was just like, well, I'm not going into the camera world. And I'm kind of glad I did, because I'm doing my thing now. But like, and also the camera world changed so much. That was right around that time where everybody did stop shooting on film and started shooting. Alexa was out and everyone was shooting digital, and Red was around the corner. And so I was like, well, and I'm not a techie guy in that way. I understood physical film and putting the thread in a 35 mil camera. I understood that world, but I don't understand, like, when they start talking about bit rates and shit, and I know that a little bit.
Oh,
but,
man.
like, I was
not for me.
I like putting glass filters in front of a lens and and working with lenses and that kind of shit. So like I was just behind the curve a little bit when it came to the film world stuff, but like I'm happy I got all that knowledge, and every now and then I can talk. That was like what Kim likes about it too when we were doing that final report movie. Like I can talk to the cinematographers. I can be like, yeah, we should like shoot on Cook S4s. Those are great lenses. Let's do that. So like I can talk in that world, but I'd much rather just be doing comedy.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
So what bit you? Like, how did you get bit by this comedy bug? How old were you then?
Oh, like always, just as a kid, like I loved comedy as a kid, and I like making people laugh, and I think I come from a family where like everyone in my family is a bunch of jokesters, so nobody ever gets their fucking 2 cents in or their 2 words in. Like, and I'm kind of quieter off stage, but then when I'm on stage, now it's my turn to talk, and I can really just cut it up. But like I come from a real funny family too. Everybody's always roasting each other and making jokes.
Oh, that's
and
awesome,
stuff.
dude.
And yeah, I was just like, I loved comedy growing up, and stand up was always just like, yeah, stand up is the most direct thing too. Because I think around that time that I'm talking about, we were writing scripts and trying to pitch stuff and get things made, and that always takes time, right? You got to wait for somebody to approve your script. You got to wait to even make a short film or a sketch or something, and then let people watch it. And, oh, they did laugh in the theater, right? Or stand up. I go on stage, I say a joke, they laugh or they don't.
Instant gratification.
It's that instant gratification, the validation right away, and then if it doesn't work, I can go tweak it and go out the next night and fuck around with it again. You're not going back to the editing bay to cut out a scene or make something shorter. You're just doing it the next day.
I do that at home. I say something, my wife doesn't laugh. I leave the room.
Yeah.
Come back in, do it again.
Do it again.
Tells me to get out.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love that I could do it every day. Like when I started stand-up, did my first set, it went well. Did my second set, it didn't go as well, like the next night. But literally went out like the next night. I think I did like anywhere from like 8 to 10 sets in the first week, because I was living in Toronto, and you just ask the other guys, where do you go tomorrow night? Where do you go the next night? And everybody, there were so many open mics back then. I hear it's not like that now, but back in like yeah, 2013 when I started, it was just like you could go out every night, and
What do you mean it's not like that anymore?
I've heard that just the mics aren't the same as they used to be, and just I think it's maybe there's too many people now or something.
Is there a lot of comedy clubs still? Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of clubs, but I think the open mic and just like the beginner scene's a little tougher now. I think there's more comics now. It's kind of an oversaturated thing. Like back then, it felt
there's the reason.
yeah, it felt like you were a part of like this kind of niche, weird, nerdy kind of thing that not a lot of people were doing. And I think because since then we've seen like the big Instagram boom and the TikTok boom, and
Well, also,
people
like,
getting famous on the internet.
some of the most famous podcasters out there are comedians first,
Yeah,
you know, and podcasts has become huge,
yeah.
which is both good for comedy. Would you argue?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think there's a good aspect of that, but then also I feel like a lot of people, because of all these comedy podcasts, have heard all the kind of the secrets, or like the, you
Well,
know,
that's true.
hey, if you're feeling this way, just go to an open mic, and like go do it.
But we have so
true.
many venues through which to show a movie, TV series, whatever, and people, they see people acting and they go, oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
Because it looks just so easy. When you're good at what you do, you make it look easy. So a lot of people are getting into acting, and there's more shows, whatever. So we have a lot of comedy houses. People see the guy up there. They say, I told a joke on the weekend at a wedding, and it was really funny.
Yeah.
And then they decide that's what they want to do for a living because
Yeah.
somebody giggled. So maybe that's why they're not.
Yeah, and yeah, I think it's just in everyone's faces with their phones now too. Like they see it where like,
Yeah,
for me it felt like really like this underground outlaw type of thing, and these people that I was following around and into, like we had to go to some weird places to see them, and you're like, not does everybody know about this? And I'm sure everybody. That's also just being a young kid being like, oh, comedy's fucking awesome. Do people know this is happening? And it was less of, I don't think everybody knew, they knew comedy, and you're like, yeah, you go to Yuck Yucks on the weekend. But then when you start getting into like the Tuesday nights in some bar basement, or like
Yeah.
an attic of a coffee shop, or like I came up in the weed rooms when like before weed was legal in Toronto, there was all these like underground the underground was one of the best places. There's all these weed rooms where people are just smoking weed, and there's speakeasies, and they're seeing some of the funniest comics in the world coming
Hell,
through these
man.
places.
I wish I knew about that.
And it was just like so outlaw, and that's what I loved about it. Like you felt like a fucking outlaw doing this shit, and it was
Yeah.
fun. Those weed rooms were awesome. When I started, you could do a weed room every night of the week. You could do the underground, which
Where?
the best one. The underground was it's called Clandestiny first, and then it was the underground. Puff Mama, Joey. It was Queen and Broadview,
Okay.
and it was just like a little fucking back room.
What a weird spot.
Yeah, it's a
Queen
little
and
back
Broadview.
room, giant weed leaf painted on the back wall, and some of the wildest shows ever. And like guys from the States heard it. Like Rogan would go there, and Ari Shaffir, and
Really?
early Shane Gillis was there.
I can't even picture where that would be.
It's like down from the Pizza,
Yeah.
and there's a little door and there's a little head shop out front, and then in the back was this comedy club, and that place was sweet. Vapor Central, which was up Yonge Street, it was upstairs. I used to go to Brian O'Gorman had a show every Wednesday, Weedy Wednesdays. Before I started stand up, I'd go there every Wednesday, and I saw like absolute killers there, and that was a fucking great show. And Brian's a buddy of mine now. Like I've become friends with a lot of these people that ran these shows when I was watching them, being like, I want to fucking do this. I can do this. And then there was Vape on the Lake, which was out in Etobicoke, Hotbox Cafe, which was right in Kensington. There was literally 8 of these things, and weed wasn't legal, but you could go in there and everyone's smoking weed, and comedy's not good when people are high. They're not actually belly laughing. You just got to look for their shoulders and their teeth. Like, but I started in a lot of those rooms, and they were so much fun.